I used to think monsters only lived under the bed. But when my mom married one, I realized they can live right next to you, eat at the same table, and smile in family photos. My name is Claire, and this is the story of how I lost my childhood and how I took it back years later. Stay with me, because this story doesn't end like you think it will. When I was 12, my dad passed away in a car accident. He was my safe place, and when he was gone, the house felt empty, like it had forgotten how to breathe. Mom barely spoke. She'd sit in silence, staring at the door, like she was waiting for him to walk back in. Then, one day, someone else did. His name was Richard, a friend from work, she said. He was polite, charming, and he smiled too much. He brought groceries, fixed shelves, changed light bulbs, and little by little, he made himself part of our lives. At first, I was happy. Mom laughed again. She cooked again. But something about Richard always felt wrong. He had this way of talking, gentle but cutting. He'd say, "You're growing fast, Claire. You should be more careful." Or, "Pretty girls shouldn't frown like that. Makes them look ungrateful." Mom just smiled nervously. Maybe she didn't want to see it. Maybe she was just tired of being alone. When I turned 14, he moved in, and that's when everything changed. Suddenly, there were rules. No locking doors, no phone in my room, no friends over, especially boys. He said it was for my safety, but it wasn't. It was about control. And Mom, she didn't stop him. She just looked away. Years passed like that. I learned to make myself small, invisible, quiet enough not to be noticed. But one night, I came home and found Mom crying in the kitchen. There was a bruise on her wrist. She said she fell. I didn't believe her. That's when I realized he didn't just control her, he hurt her. And that night, I made myself a promise. One day, I'd get us out. When I turned 18, I left for college on a scholarship. No goodbye, no tears, just freedom. For the first time in my life, I could breathe. I thought I'd never come back. But life has a funny way of circling back around. 7 years later, I got a call from a lawyer. Mom had passed away, a heart attack. I froze. And then he said something else. Richard had inherited everything, the house, the money, even her jewelry. But there was one thing he didn't know. Mom had secretly added me as co-owner of the house years ago. After one of their fights, she whispered, "If something ever happens to me, I want you to have a choice." So I came back. When Richard opened the door, he looked like he'd seen a ghost. "Claire?" he stammered. I smiled. "Yeah, it's been a while." He said coldly, "You're not welcome here." I stepped inside anyway. "Actually, I am. Legally, I own half this house." His face drained of color. For years, he ruled this house like a king, but that day, the queen came home. He tried to act calm, talked about lawyers, paperwork, misunderstanding. But I wasn't the scared girl he used to intimidate. I was an adult, and I had proof. I handed him an envelope. "Consider this notice," I said. "You have 30 days to leave." He laughed. "You can't do this." "Oh, Richard," I said quietly, "you'll be surprised what I can do." That night, I slept in my old room. The wallpaper was faded. The air smelled like dust and memories. In the morning, there was a note on the counter. "Leave now or you'll regret it." For a second, I felt 12 again, scared, powerless. But then I remembered. I wasn't a child anymore. I took a photo of the note and sent it to my lawyer. 2 days later, a restraining order was filed. He didn't show up for the court hearing. His lawyer did, a nervous man with sweaty hands. He told me Richard was under investigation for fraud. Apparently, he'd stolen thousands from Mom's insurance account. He used her name, her trust, her love. Now, he was about to lose everything. A week later, the police arrested him. He tried to run, didn't get far. I was there when they took him away. He looked at me, not with anger, not with fear, just emptiness, like he finally realized the truth. The girl he tried to break was the one who broke him. That night, I visited Mom's grave. I brought white lilies, her favorite. "I did it, Mom," I whispered. "He can't hurt anyone anymore." The wind was cold, but for the first time, I felt warm. A few months later, I sold the house. I donated half the money to a domestic abuse charity. The rest, I used to start a foundation in Mom's name, the Monroe Project, helping women rebuild their lives. People ask if I regret what I did, if I regret fighting back. No, because I didn't destroy him. I just stopped letting him destroy us. Revenge doesn't always come with rage. Sometimes it comes with peace, with signatures, with silence. The kind of silence that says, "You can't hurt me anymore." And that silence is louder than any scream. If you're listening to this and you've ever felt powerless, remember this. You are stronger than the people who tried to break you. You can rebuild your life. You can take back your story. And you can find peace even after the darkest chapters. Because sometimes justice sounds like silence.